Hi guys, and welcome back to RedStone Productions. Today we are reviewing the Maag Audio EQ4M, a 2-channel 6-band equalizer with the iconic airband. This design was first introduced by Maag in 1993 under the name of NTI EQ3. It was one of the most expensive and revered enhancing EQ that money could buy. It ended up being used on NBC Night Show and even on the master of the Maverick movie from the 90s and many more music productions. Nearly 20 years after the first introduction of the NTI EQ3, Maag founded Maag Audio in Utah and basically brought back onto the market this extremely iconic EQ with the airband on top. It maintained the original blue-color faceplate, but it was only available as a 500 series format device. I first got introduced to the Maag Audio EQ by looking at Dave Pensato's setup, where he would always use this 500 series EQ4 on his master bus on specific bus duties. So when Maag introduced the 19 inches rack version of it, called EQ4M, I decided to pull the plug myself and give it a try. It is not a cheap unit since it sells for 2,700 euros, including VAT, and it's also not the most flexible parametric EQ that money can buy. It features 5 fixed EQ points plus a variable airband. The idea behind this circuit is to build a musical EQ with virtually no phase shift or coloration. And this is the reason why you have fixed band points and also fixed bandwidths. The frequency selection is covering the entire audio spectrum with a set of bells centered around 10, 40, 160 and 650 Hz. On top of these 4 different bells, we have our first shelf centered around 2.5 kHz and then the entire airband circuit. This is a broad shelf which allows you to boost at 2.5, 5, 10, 15, 20 and even 40 kHz. By itself, the airband, it's worth the price tag of the entire unit, since basically everything you run through it sounds better and more 3D, if you're allowed to use that term. So I sometimes get asked by clients or students what is the reason behind boosting at 40 kHz, since we know that our human range of hearing it's not going to be able to discern anything past 20 kHz. Well, the reason behind it is that this shelf point, it's so gentle and broad that it actually boosts frequencies well below those 40 kHz. But it does it in such a musical way that not even Pultecs can do. With the plus and minus 18 volts rails, the EQ4M ensures the highest possible headroom while maintaining the lowest possible noise floor. This makes this unit very popular among mastering engineers at the end of their chain as well. All of its controls are stepped in order to facilitate stereo matching and easy recallability. It also offers a true bypass and a line input attenuator, which allows you to gain stage before and after the EQ. I first had it in the side racks for tracking and mixing duties, but after a full year spent with the unit, I had to move it in the center section of the studio, where I normally have my mastering gear. In terms of uses, to be honest, it shines on individual tracks, on stereo bus duties, and anything you run through it, it's very, very difficult to make it sound bad. Obviously, it is not that sort of EQ that allows you to really zoom in and surgically get rid of problems. This is more like an enhancing EQ, but a very, very musical one, and the EQ selection choices are very, very musical. Again, it's very difficult to make sound anything bad after it passed through this unit. I will try to demonstrate how I use it on different sources, and I will let you decide if it's worth its price tag.
my friend, there'll be a letter from the road. It's been a long time since the last time that I wrote. I don't know why, but before we gotta go, it feels like something I should do. Hello my friend, there'll be a letter from the road. It's been a long time since the last time that I wrote. I don't know why, but before we gotta go, it feels like something I should do.
Days are cruel and nights are long. When longing won't end, you call and I'm back again. Right next to you, right next to me. Days are cruel and nights are long. When longing won't end, you call and I'm back again. Right next to you, right next to me.
Sometimes you feel like a motherless child. You're kind of sad and blue. Sometimes you feel like a motherless child. You're kind of sad and blue. Love is calling in such a mysterious way. Love is calling in such a mysterious way.
At this point, I cannot really live without this unit on the master bus, and I even purchased the UAD EQ4M plugin for mixing duties. The color coding on the unit, it's brilliant, and it makes your life so much easier. But on the other end, the on-off toggle switch located onto the back, it's a bit of a pain, especially if you don't have a power distributor. One last thing that's worth to mention, while I was reading the Sound on Sound review of this EQ4M, I was a bit surprised to read that the right channel was slightly noisier than the left one, because according to my test, this is not the case with the unit I have here. It might be due to the fact that the right channel is closer to the toroidal power supply, and maybe the first batch of units had a little problem, but I can tell you after the test I've been running here in the studio, the left and right channel are absolutely identical in terms of noise floor. I hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe. Till the next time.